Across the vast landscapes of Africa, hunting is more than a means of survival. It is a sacred bridge connecting man to the earth and his ancestors. In the mist-shrouded Simien Mountains of Ethiopia, the morning air is crisp, carrying the scent of damp earth and ancient stone. Here, hunters prepare their tools. A forged iron spear is sharpened against river stones, a rhythmic sound that echoes through the valley. Thousands of miles south, the Kalahari sun rises in a blaze of red, waking the arid wilderness of South Africa. The San and Zulu hunters begin their sacred preparation, applying ochre and animal fat to protect their skin from the unforgiving African sun. Every movement is deliberate. Checking the tension of a bowstring or offering a communal prayer, they seek permission from the spirit of the wild. The hunt begins in silence. To find the quarry, one must learn to read the book of the earth written in the dust. A footprint in the dust tells a story of age, speed, and direction. Macro details reveal the recent passage of life. In the steep Ethiopian cliffs, tracking requires a different sense, tasting the wind and listening for the subtle snap of a broken twig. The only sounds are the rhythmic footsteps and the steady, controlled breathing of men who have become part of the landscape. As the afternoon sun climbs, the long stalk begins. The air thickens with heat haze, and endurance becomes the ultimate weapon. In South Africa, the San practice persistence, hunting a steady trot that pushes both man and prey to the limits of exhaustion. In the vertical valleys of Ethiopia, the strategy shifts to pincer movements, using the terrain to corner the target with tactical precision. The tension mounts, the distance between the hunter and the hunted vanishes. It is the moment of the strike. A spear is thrown with perfect balance, or an arrow is released into the air, traveling with the weight of tradition behind it. Success is met not with celebration, but with solemnity. A ritual of thanks is performed, honoring the animal for the life it has given. The butchery that follows is a masterclass in anatomy and efficiency. Nothing is wasted in these ancient cultures. In Ethiopia, hides are carefully saved to be cured into durable leather, while in South Africa, internal bladders are cleaned to store precious water. As the blue hour descends, the hunt concludes at the hearth. The smell of acacia wood smoke fills the air. In Ethiopia, meat is roasted Tib style with wild herbs. In South Africa, the braai tradition brings the community together around the flames. Under a canopy of 1,000 stars, stories are shared. The primal connection is renewed, ensuring these traditions live on for another generation. Ethiopia and South Africa, two lands, one spirit. The legacy of the hunt remains a testament to the resilience of the human soul. At the southern tip of Africa lies a nation of breathtaking beauty, powerful history, and extraordinary diversity, South Africa. A land where modern cities rise beside ancient traditions, where mountains meet oceans, and where cultures from across the world come together. This is not just a country. It is a story of resilience, transformation, and hope. Welcome to South Africa. South Africa is one of the most geographically diverse nations in Africa. It stretches from the Atlantic Ocean to the Indian Ocean. The country is filled with mountains, valleys, rivers, forests, and wildlife reserves. These rivers and lakes support farming, transportation, tourism, and wildlife. South Africa's history is filled with struggle and transformation. Ancient communities lived here for thousands of years before colonial powers arrived. The country later experienced apartheid, the system that separated people by race. But from pain came resistance. These places preserve memories of struggle and freedom. Cape Town is one of Africa's most beautiful cities. Johannesburg is the economic heart of South Africa. Pretoria serves as the administrative capital, home to government institutions and embassies. South Africa is a democratic republic with 3 capitals: Pretoria Administrative, Cape Town Legislative, and Bloemfontein Judicial. The government focuses on infrastructure, education, health, and economic development. Education plays a major role in South Africa's future. The country is home to some of Africa's leading universities. Students from across Africa come here to study engineering, medicine, science, and technology. South Africa has one of Africa's most developed transportation systems. Major highways connect cities across the country. Engineering projects continue transforming the nation's infrastructure. South Africa is known as the Rainbow Nation because of its cultural diversity. The country has 11 official languages and many traditions. Modern life blends with traditional identity. People celebrate family, music, food, and community. Marriage ceremonies are colorful and meaningful. Traditional weddings include music and dance, traditional attire, and family blessings. Dance is central to South African culture. Traditional dances express joy, identity, and storytelling. South African cuisine reflects many cultures. Food brings families and communities together. South Africa is one of the world's top tourist destinations. Despite challenges, South Africans celebrate life with energy and hope. Festivals, sports, music, and community gatherings bring people together. Joy is part of the nation's spirit. South Africa is more than landscapes and cities. It is a nation of resilience, of diversity, of culture and dreams. From ancient traditions to modern skylines, South Africa continues to inspire the world. At the southern edge of Africa rises a nation shaped by struggle, diversity, and transformation, South Africa. Far to the northeast, beyond mountains, valleys, and ancient stone churches, stands Ethiopia, one of the oldest civilizations on Earth. One became known as the Rainbow Nation. The other became the symbol of African independence. Two countries, two powerful stories. One continent connected by history, culture, and resilience. This is their story. South Africa is a land of extraordinary contrasts. From the cold Atlantic Ocean to dry deserts and rich green valleys, nature shapes every part of life here. The country is home to some of Africa's most famous landscapes. Ethiopia rises high above sea level. Its dramatic mountains and deep valleys helped protect ancient traditions for thousands of years. Long before modern cities appeared, southern Africa was home to indigenous communities including the Zulu, Xhosa, and San peoples. The San people created some of the world's oldest rock art. Ethiopia's history stretches back thousands of years. The Kingdom of Axum became one of the great civilizations of the ancient world. It traded gold, ivory, and spices across Africa and the Middle East. Ethiopia later became one of the first nations to adopt Christianity. South Africa's modern history was shaped by apartheid, a system of racial segregation that divided people by skin color. For decades, millions fought for equality and justice. One man became the global symbol of resistance, Nelson Mandela. While much of Africa was colonized, Ethiopia resisted foreign control. In 1896, Ethiopian forces defeated Italy at the historic Battle of Adwa. This victory inspired anti-colonial movements across Africa. Both nations are incredibly diverse. South Africa recognizes 11 official languages, representing communities like the Zulu, Xhosa, and Sotho. Ethiopia is home to more than 80 ethnic groups, including the Oromo, Amhara, Tigray, and Somali. Identity remains strong. Culture in South Africa is vibrant and expressive. Traditional beadwork tells stories of love, status, and identity. Community gatherings are filled with music, storytelling, and dance. In Ethiopia, culture lives in everyday rituals. The Ethiopian coffee ceremony symbolizes respect, patience, and community. Food in South Africa reflects centuries of cultural blending, from braai to bunny chow. Meals in Ethiopia are shared from one plate, symbolizing unity and trust, centered around injera and dora wat. Dance in South Africa is energetic and powerful. Modern music styles like amapiano now influence the world. Ethiopian dance is unique. Fast shoulder movements and rhythmic body motion create one of Africa's most recognizable dance styles. From the plains of South Africa to the ancient highlands of Ethiopia, two nations reveal the strength, diversity, and beauty of Africa. Different journeys, different histories. Yet one shared spirit remains: resilience. Hidden high in the mountains of Ethiopia, carved from living stone, stands one of the greatest wonders of the ancient world. A city not built upward but downward into the earth itself. This is Lalibela, a sacred place of mystery, faith, and history. For more than 800 years, pilgrims, priests, and travelers have journeyed here searching for something deeper than architecture. They come searching for spirit. Located in Ethiopia's northern highlands, Lalibela sits more than 2,500 meters above sea level. Surrounded by rugged mountains and deep valleys, the region feels separated from time itself. The air is cool, the silence sacred. For centuries, these highlands protected Ethiopia's culture, religion, and independence. The story of Lalibela begins in the 12th century with King Jiber Meskel Lalibela of the Zag dynasty. According to legend, The king traveled to Jerusalem after conflict in the Holy Land made pilgrimage dangerous. Inspired by the sacred city, he dreamed of building a new Jerusalem in Ethiopia. But what happened next would astonish the world. Instead of constructing churches from bricks or wood, workers carved them directly into solid volcanic rock, not piece by piece above ground but downward into the earth. Each church was cut from a single massive block of stone. This engineering achievement remains one of humanity's greatest architectural mysteries. How thousands of workers completed such structures centuries ago still amazes historians today. Deep in the mountains of Ethiopia lies one of the greatest architectural and spiritual achievements in human history, the 11 rock-hewn churches of Lalibela. These churches were carved directly into volcanic rock during the 12th and 13th centuries under King Lalibela of the Zagwe dynasty. They are divided into three groups: Northern Group, Eastern Group, and the isolated Church of Bet Georgis. Each church carries unique spiritual meaning, architectural beauty, and historical importance. Together, these 11 churches form more than an architectural wonder. They form a sacred city of faith carved directly into the living earth. For centuries, Lalibela has stood as a symbol of spiritual devotion, human creativity, and Ethiopian identity. Its stones still whisper the prayers of generations. Lalibela is not a museum, it is alive. Every year, tens of thousands of Ethiopian Orthodox Christians travel here during religious festivals. During festivals such as Timkat and Jena, Lalibela transforms into a sea of white clothing, prayer, music, and spiritual devotion. Faith fills every stone. Inside Lalibela's churches are ancient manuscripts written in Ge'ez, one of the world's oldest liturgical languages. These sacred texts preserved Ethiopia's history and identity through centuries of change. Knowledge here was sacred. Beyond the churches, life continues in the surrounding villages. Families farm the mountainsides using ancient methods passed through generations. Culture and spirituality are deeply connected. Today, Lalibela is recognized as one of the world's greatest treasures. UNESCO declared it a World Heritage Site for its extraordinary importance. Yet Lalibela remains more than a tourist destination. It remains sacred ground. Time, weather, and conflict threaten these ancient churches. Conservation efforts now work to preserve Lalibela for future generations. Deep within Ethiopia's mountains, a city carved from stone continues to inspire the world. Lalibela is not only a masterpiece of engineering, it is a monument to faith, resilience, and the human spirit. From ancient prayers to modern pilgrims, its story lives on. Africa, a continent of rhythm, resilience, and endless diversity. From the ancient highlands of the Horn of Africa to the powerful oceans of the Southern Cape, two nations stand tall as giants of African identity. One nation preserved an ancient civilization untouched by colonial conquest. The other transformed pain into unity and became one of the world's most influential cultural powers. This is the story of Ethiopia and South Africa, the old soul and the new pulse of Africa. Why compare these two countries? Because together, they represent Africa's past, present, and future. South Africa is nature on an epic scale. A land where deserts meet oceans, where mountains rise beside vineyards, and where wildlife still rules the earth. Here roam the legendary Big Five, Africa's most iconic animals. For millions of travelers, South Africa is the ultimate safari dream. But South Africa is more than safari. It is one of the rare places on Earth where marine life, mountains, forests, and deserts collide. Adventure lives in every direction. If South Africa owns the plains, Ethiopia owns the sky. Known as the roof of Africa, Ethiopia is a kingdom of mountains, volcanoes, and landscapes unlike anywhere else on Earth. In the Danakil Depression lies one of the hottest places on the planet. A world so surreal it resembles another galaxy. For centuries, traders crossed these brutal lands carrying salt across ancient routes. Ethiopia's wildlife is not defined by the Big Five. It is defined by rarity, survival, and isolation. These mountains shaped warriors, runners, and civilizations. In Ethiopia, coffee is not simply a drink. It is a ceremony of respect, patience, and connection. Ethiopia is believed to be the birthplace of coffee, and every cup tells a story. Meals are shared from one plate, a symbol of unity and trust. This act is called Gursha, a gesture of love, friendship, and honor, from fiery Doro Wat to golden Tej honey wine. Ethiopian cuisine is bold, rich, and unforgettable. In South Africa, the fire is sacred. The braai is more than barbecue. It is a national tradition that unites people across cultures and backgrounds. No matter your language or history, everyone gathers around the flames. South Africa's flavors blend African, Dutch, Malay, and Indian influences into one powerful culinary identity. In Ethiopia, you share a plate. In South Africa, you share a fire. South Africa exports rhythm to the world. Amapiano, a deep fusion of house, jazz, and township sound, has become one of the most influential music movements on earth. Its sound is youthful, energetic, and unstoppable. Ethiopian music moves differently. It does not rush, it hypnotizes. Ethio jazz combines African rhythm with ancient Ethiopian scales to create music that feels spiritual, mysterious, timeless. And then there is Eskista, a dance of precision so unique it amazes audiences worldwide. One moves your feet, the other shakes your soul. Ethiopia is one of the oldest civilizations on earth. Its story stretches back thousands of years to kings, queens, and empires that shaped African history. Even humanity's earliest ancestor, Lucy, was discovered here, and unlike most African nations, Ethiopia resisted colonial domination and became a symbol of Black independence across the world. South Africa's history tells another story, a story of division, resistance, and healing. For decades, apartheid separated people by race. But through sacrifice and courage, South Africans transformed pain into hope. The spirit of Ubuntu, I am because we are, became the soul of a new nation. Whether it is the endurance of Ethiopian runners or the strength of South African champions, these two nations embody African excellence. One offers a journey into humanity's ancient roots. The other reveals the energy of a modern African future. Different histories, different rhythms. One unstoppable continent. Two countries, one continent, infinite beauty. Which one will you visit first?